Are you a small service-based business owner struggling to convert the traffic that's already arriving at your website? If so, you need to watch this video. In this video, I am going to show you a live review of a website in which I teach you the things that you can do and implement on your website in order to increase your conversion. And I'm not only going to discuss conversions, but I'm also going to show you the things that you can do to improve the SEO aspect of your own page. In other words, how are we going to get more people arriving at your website? So right now, the I did a search for Miami painting, and we're just gonna go down, and I believe, let me see where it is. And so this website right here, Thomas Painting. So starting out with a little bit of SEO, right here, Thomas Painting. He has 13 feedback or 13 reviews and 5 stars, which is very nice. But listen, I look for Miami Painting and he is showing near the middle. So he's like number 10, 12, something like that. And what you'll notice is that number one, 153 reviews. Number two, 141 reviews. Number three, 25 reviews. Number four, 273 reviews. Number five, 142 reviews. In other words, the more reviews, the better chances you're going to have of showing up at the top of the map pack. And this one, not even sure why this one is showing here because they have no reviews, so they're just probably real close to the center of Miami. So they're kind of like the exception to the rule. And you can see right here 182 reviews. And then our guy here has 13 reviews. So if you're not showing up at the very top, the one thing that you can do, the most important thing that you can do is look at how many reviews the people at the top have. If they have 50 reviews, then you want 60. If they have 100 reviews, you want 150. You want more reviews than what they have. Now, keep in mind, if their reviews are older, they may carry a little more weight, but if you have a lot more reviews than your competitors, most likely you're going to show above them. And so let's come on over to the website. And right here, right off the top, the up here, you have a location, but it's not click to call, so it's not sending me to a map or anything. So this is useless. The phone number, real nice, but it's not bold. It doesn't pop, and it's not click to call either. And then the hours of operation, that's nice. So right off the bat, if I'm working with this company, I'm making the phone number bold, big, so that it stands out here at the top. And I'm making it click to call. Anywhere where you have a phone number, make it click to call. That's a no brainer. Make it click to call. Then if you're going to show an address, make sure that you're taking the address directly to the map. So click to map. And just doing those two things is going to increase your conversions considerably. Now, coming down, the logo is nice. Thomas Painting is very simple, but the one thing that I always like to see in logos is that if I was to give somebody a business card with just my logo, they should know what it is that I do. They may not know where I do it or how I do it or whatnot, but they should know what I do. And this one does the trick. Thomas Painting. In other words, it's a painting company. So that's very nice. Your logo, make sure that it describes what it is that you do. Now, the menu right here, home, about us, services, testimonials, I'm going to tell you right away. When it comes to SEO, if you're going to have services, make sure that you have a drop down that goes into each specific service. In other words, each service that you provide should be on its own. In this case, like a painting company, before they paint, they may pressure wash the house. So pressure washing is a service that they provide. So they can have a pressure washing service, a specific page for pressure washing. And it could be like, let's say if they paint baseboards, if they install baseboards or whatever, anything that you do that's a service, you want to have a specific page for it. And the reason for that is that, if you have too much information on your homepage, Google isn't going to understand what you want to rank for. If you have specific pages for specific services, then Google understands that better because it's saying, okay, well, I need to rank this page for this. I need to rank that page for that. And so moving down, another thing, if you're going to use images, make sure that you're not using stock images. Use images of yourself, the projects that you've worked on, and your team, anything and everything that you can do, but use images that you own. Do not go out on the web and pick out images. Anybody can tell that these are stock images just by looking at it. This guy, 100% is a stock image. So definitely do not use stock images. Use images of yourself. And why is that? It's because you're going to make that personal connection. It's easier for somebody to pick up the phone and call you if they've already seen you. It's kind of like, oh, it's a friendly neighbor because you're providing a service in their area. So, oh, it's my friendly painter. And so make sure that you're using images that you own, that you've taken of your team, of your office, and any images, they need to be your own. Now, one major thing that I would change as well to impact conversions, they do not have a chat. So they have the phone number and that is their only call to action right here. So call me. Now, a lot of people don't want to call you. Sometimes because they're too busy or they may be at work. But you know what they could do when they're at work? They could text you. In other words, if you have a chat, then they could just simply text you whatever it is their concern or a question that they may have, and you can answer. And then at that point, once you answer the question, you can ask, hey, would you mind um, scheduling a consultation? Or do you want me to come out to your house to give you a free quote? And so on. Or you can just schedule a virtual meeting. And that's what I do a lot of times. I just schedule a virtual meeting. Sometimes they will say, yeah, I can do it right now. Or they may say, well, let's schedule it once I get off work. And that's fine. But if you don't have that option, then you're going to lose out on a lot of clients that may be just busy. Heck, sometimes they're just watching a Netflix special and they don't want to stop to grab the phone and call you. But they're okay just texting you. So keep those things in mind if you're wanting to improve your conversions. And another thing right here, so they have the phone number and this doesn't work. So listen, if you're gonna have any buttons anywhere, make sure that they work. If your buttons don't work, people are just gonna hit the back button and they're gonna be gone. So make sure that your buttons work. And another thing that I would do definitely as a service-based business, have a get a free quote or a free consultation or something to entice people, kind of like a form. Have a form, have your phone number, have that chat. So in other words, you're giving people three different ways that they can contact you about your products and services. And that's going to increase your conversions immensely. And I can prove it to you. Like if you were to come to my or just sit next to me all day, you will see that some people call me. Sometimes I'm responding to emails from the form, and sometimes I'm just chatting. In other words, if you don't have those three options, you're losing out on a lot of people. So definitely, if you're providing a service, make sure that you have call the phone number, the form, and the chat. And moving on down, I already mentioned definitely don't use stock images anywhere. And I mean anywhere. Never, ever, ever, ever. I'm just gonna blur him out so you guys don't even see him. The information here, you definitely so he's mentioning Miami Beach. And one thing that he did well as well, he's mentioning Miami Beach right here. So that's another thing that I want to point out when it comes to SEO on page is that okay, so if you're providing your service in specific cities, even neighborhoods, if in your town there are big neighborhoods, you may want to have a specific page for that neighborhood. So let's say here in South Florida, he provides painting services in Miami Beach. Now, if I was to say, okay, I'm providing service around a 20-mile radius, So I'm going to have a specific page for every city within that 20-mile radius. In other words, for Lauderdale, Hollywood, Miramar, Kendall, South Beach or South Miami, North Miami. He already has Miami Beach, Miami Gardens. So, in other words, every city I am going to have a specific page for. And if you want to go a step further to do even better when it comes to your SEO, your on page SEO, have the city and the service. So in other words, Miami Beach painter, Miami Beach pressure cleaner, and so on. So Miami Beach service pressure cleaner. Fort Lauderdale service painter. Fort Lauderdale service pressure cleaner. Fort Lauderdale service baseboard installation. So in other words, you're going to create a specific page for every service for every city, and then for every service that you provide in those cities. And that's going to give Google a lot of information and enough information to understand your website and to rank you for all these different terms in those different cities. So let's keep going. So they have like a read more, mission, why us. Once again, stock image. Never do stock image. Ever, 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 never. For no reason. If you're providing a service, you should have enough images to show your potential clients the work that you provide and to show your team, to show yourself. In other words, hey, this is who's going to show up at your house. And what we do, this section, I always like it when I see websites have a section. It could be what we do, services, or whatever you want to call it. But remember, we want to have a specific page to each service, to each individual service. And if we're going to do cities, then a specific page for each individual service for that specific city. And we're going to link to them. So, in other words, these should all be linking to a specific page. And trust me, that'll make a huge difference, humongous difference when it comes to your search rankings. And I'm talking more about organic search. It'll help you in the map pack as well, but it's going to do immensely, like cost, like I don't like you can't even quantify. And the reason why it's so important is because most people are not doing that. Most people do not understand SEO on that level. Most people think, oh, I'll just have my homepage, I'll have all my services, I may have like a page for different services, and that's it. They don't go beyond that. If you're the one going beyond that, eventually Google is going to see that and it's going to reward you for it. It's kind of like the guy that practices at 4 in the morning, like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. They practice at all times of the day. And you'll hear stories, oh, they were practicing, I left and we went to party and we came back and they were already practicing. And that's literally what you're doing. You're going above and beyond what everybody else is doing. So eventually, just like Jordan became the best, Kobe became the best, LeBron became one of the best or the best, you will also become the best. Why? Because you're doing more than everybody else. And Google is going to recognize that and is going to award you for it. So definitely have pages for every service. Link to those pages on your homepage. And I'm not saying like if you have 50 services, don't list 50 services on your homepage. List your top, let's say 5 to 10, if that. Like five would be okay, and link out to those. And then figure out like in your menu on the services, then right there have a drop down and list all of the services that you have. And trust me, Google will reward you for it. So going down here, feature projects, once again, we already know that they're using stock images. So whether these are or not, but I'm pretty sure this one, that one, yeah, these are probably all stock images. But even if they weren't, I guarantee you, if anybody was to look at this section, they're automatically going to think that they're stock images as well. Why? Because they've already shown that they're only using stock images. So people aren't going to be interested in these images. And if anybody looks at them, like I can personally tell you, like these houses don't even look like they're South Florida houses, the types of houses that we see here in South Florida. So if you're going to use stock images, at least try to make them similar to what one would expect in the area that you provide your service. And going down, so they have like more projects and it links to a gallery. Testimonials. So they copied and pasted some testimonials. Here's the thing about testimonials. We already mentioned the more reviews you have in Google, the better. On your website, the best thing to do when it comes to testimonials is pull your Google reviews directly to your website. The more you have, the better. Or heck, if you have more reviews on Yelp, on Angie's List, on let's see, what's the other one? I can't think of the other one, but basically any of the big major websites that aggregate reviews, use those. Like if you have more reviews on Angie's List than Google, just pull the ones from Angie's List. There's plugins, there's things that you can use to pull those reviews directly onto your website. And the reason for that is that whenever people see a review that comes from, say, Google, Angie's List, Yelp, they put more um, they put more trust into those reviews. Right here, this is just some text and a name. Nothing tells me that this is a real review. This just tells me that they put this review on here. When, like, if you look at my website, so these reviews are pulled directly from Google. You can go to my Google business profile and you can verify those reviews. And you can see here, so thank you, Code Tattoo. That's a local business in Hollywood that we did a website for. And if anybody wanted to verify, they can just look up thank you, Code Tattoo, and I'll do it for you. And here they are. And here's their website. In other words, the the reviews can be verified, and some of them will have like a logo like this one. Some of them would just have the initial, like the avatar. And these are, mind you, from Google. And then I don't know why this isn't going over. Let me see. And then you have some like this one where you have the image of a person, this one as well. And so as you can see, there's variety and anybody can verify that. So they're going to put more trust in a review that's verifiable, that they can go somewhere to see it, than you just blasting a bunch of reviews and testimonials on your website. And trust me, that also makes a huge difference when it comes to your conversions. And then down here we have our contact us. I guess they prefer not to show their address, but if you're going to have an address on your website, make sure that it's clicked to the map. And then your hours, always good to have it, especially if you're providing a service. In this case, your contact form, your phone number, always click to call. And then right here, if you're gonna have a map, definitely showcase either the area that you service and link to that on a map, or showcase your specific store, your specific location where people can go visit you to find out more about your services. Then down here, so they service Miami, Miami Beach, Doral, Kendall, Pembroke. So all of these would be specific pages if I was working with this website. And they haven't updated since 2018, so that's probably why a lot of these buttons do not work. So, anyways, when it comes to conversions, you have to keep in mind you are trying to remove all the barriers from a prospective client arriving at your website from contacting you. Remove all the barriers. In other words, make it easy for them. Have your phone number, click to call, have a form, have a chat. make your navigation easy. And then when it comes to the SEO aspect, then you want to make sure your navigation flows. You have links that are going from one page to the other so that Google can easily navigate your website, understand your website, and have enough content about the services and that you provide in the different cities, the different areas, so that it ranks you for your keywords, phrases that you're trying to go after. And that's it for this video. I hope you can implement some of the things that I've mentioned in this video to your website in order to increase your conversions. And if you have any questions or you need help with anything, be sure to contact us. We're available. And the phone number here is 561-771-4140 if you're a local business owner. And as always, please like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. This channel is very young, so every little bit helps. And as always, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time as Unique is out.